Hey everyone, it's Alyssa. So today I'm going to talk about the global collaboration projects that I found out about, and am actually really excited to try to use in my classroom here in the near future. Maybe not this coming up year, just because I feel like that there's going to be a lot of prepping to do in order to be a part of this, but definitely want to get involved in global collaboration projects. I've already told multiple teachers in my school about them, telling them that they need to go look at them. There's a lot of really great stuff out there. So I'm excited about it. So the first one I chose was Global Math Project for the obvious reason of I'm a math teacher and I'm always looking for new and exciting resources to use in my math class to make math more exciting because yes, I am aware math is not always fun. So if I can find a way to make it more fun and make it more interesting, I will jump at the gun for that. So I chose the Global Math Project. They actually have a Global Math Week, which I thought was really interesting that they have an entire week dedicated to this collaboration project. And as you can see down here, they want at least I believe that is 10 million. I am actually not good with my millions and billions. I apologize. I should know that being a math teacher, but I'm not. And they have roughly half of that number already participating in the Exploding Dots global collaboration project. So it's really easy to just register. You just sign up for a free account. This is completely free that I have seen so far. I haven't been hit with a bill or anything. So when you get into it, when you actually register, this is the site that you'll come to. And this is basically like your home page. This is where your hub is. And it actually shows you, how many CAPALs do you have in your group, how many CAPALs are in the US, and then CAPALs in total. And the CAPALs are what happens when two of the exploding dots get together. They just kind of explode because they can't be in the same box together. It makes them unstable. So you can see that it says online experience starts here. So you have different islands that you go through. And those are the different experiences that you travel through as you work through the site. It said on the website, if I can go back to it, so in your Learn More, there's like lessons and see different exploding dot projects that are out there. So I believe it was in the lessons that, a general guide to getting started, a basic teaching guide, kind of goes through everything that's here. How did this get started? What's the point of it? And it talks about how if you're in the younger grades, that you'll only get through maybe the first three islands before you get to math that they haven't actually learned yet. So, but it's awesome to use as an enriching project too. If you have students who are super advanced and who need an extra challenge, I think that this would be a great enriching project. So, your online experience starts here. So you just go to the first island. And there's a video, the introductory video. I'm not going to actually play that just because it's just a man going over exactly what I just said. So you can start your journey and it will just take you down again to a next video explaining the 2-to-1 machine and what it actually does. But what I really like is that it actually lets you practice with it. And so it gives you instructions, put 2 dots in the rightmost box. So you can only put dots in the rightmost box of the machine. So there's 1, there's 2. And it tells you, yay, you did it, congratulations. But then it tells you that when you have 2 dots in the box, it becomes unstable. So you click continue. And to make it stable again, you have to move one of the dots to the next box. And that's your kapow. The little sound effect that it makes is the kapow. And that's what it was talking about on the front page. And so you have made it stable again because you have exploded the dots, hence the name of the project, Exploding Dots. So then you go to question 3, stabilize the machine by making the dots explode. You just drag one over to the next box, and that's what happens. And then it goes into the code. What are you doing when these dots explode? So, the code for the first one was just 1. You have 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Your code for 2 dots is 0, 0, 0, 10, 1, 0. And then your code for 3 is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, because there's 1 dot in the rightmost box and there's 1 dot in the box right next to it. So the code for that is 11. And that just continues on and on and on. So I really like that it gives the students practice with it. So that's a global math project. Again, I am excited about learning more about this. I really want to go through it myself first before I implement this with my students. But I think it's interesting. It's got my interest peaked, so we'll see how it happens. And if I actually use it, I will let people know, and we'll see what happens. The second resource that I chose, or collaboration project, was ePals, and it's exactly what it says. You have ePals, so just like pen pals, but on the internet. And I like this because you have your different connections, which just kind of tells you here are other people around the world who are on this site and who are looking for collaboration projects with people from across the world. But in the collaborations, that's where you actually find the projects. So the one that I really liked was this Fighting Poverty project. And I know that it's a social studies subject. That's my second concentration for middle grades of social studies. I'm not currently teaching that, nor do I know if I would ever teach social studies. I really like math, but it's a really cool project. I want to tell my social studies teacher about this, and get her involved, because it strikes my passion. I'm from a third world country where there is immense poverty, and my family lives in that. And this is just a really near and dear project to my heart, because the students are actually finding out, discovering different levels of poverty and what that all that entails, and then trying to come up with solutions to alleviate that poverty across the world. So I think it's an awesome project. I really hope that from this video, more teachers get involved with it, because it's just something good for the world that we could be doing. So when you find a project that you like, you just hit select and customize, and you just start with the experience overview, tell how many students that you're looking for. So I have definitely more than 41 students. Your age range, mine would be 11 to 13. I have some students who turn 13 very early. You can change the description if you want. I think it's a great description, so I'm just going to leave it. And then there's project resources that you can delete. You could add your own if you have them. There's the different discussion boards that tell you what you're doing. So in the welcome, you're just going to explore global poverty with your students, discuss what it means. And all of that, you have to set a start and end date for it as well. And then once all that's done, then you get to invite teachers to participate in your experience. So you see how it says 75% complete. I believe if I were to give it a start date and then an end date, it says save or next. I'm going to hit next. And so you can then invite teachers to participate. And that's really cool, because the students are just going to be learning about people from completely different parts of the world from them. So I thought that was a really great project. Again, near and dear to my heart. It's one of my passions, is to alleviate suffering for other people. So like I said, I would really, really like to be a part of that project at some point in the future. And this is just the teaching guide for that. It gives you your overview, the objectives, and then kind of your outline for what you should expect to happen, some resources, and then the day-to-day, what are you doing? And the last one I saw was from Flat Connections. And while I really, really like this project, again, for its usefulness in helping the world and make it a better place, Flat Connections costs money, and it is a lot of money. And so it's not something that I could do without a grant or permission from the county. So that would need to be something that I would put extra planning into to see if that's a possibility. But the one that I found was Friends for Sustainability. And just like the poverty one, this one, the students talk to people from across the world to talk about global topics and issues that are occurring in the world. So possibly global warming, possibly poverty, possibly world hunger, anything that needs help, any global topic that there is, basically. And what the students are doing is they're talking about it and then coming up with a solution to solve the problem. So it tells you that the next project is actually happening right now, February to May in 2019, but you can also plan ahead. And I like that they tell you, hey, it's going to happen again here soon from September to December. So if you want to do it, you need to get planning now. And then you can read more about the project. It just kind of gives you a welcome and about who the project's for, what teachers are saying, and then gives you a structure for it, including learning outcomes and required things that teachers and students have to do. So I really enjoyed learning about global projects. I think they're great.